drives me insane with the Epstein thing, which we've already mentioned a couple times, but with specifically Trump flip-flopping on it. And just people, like, still defending him. Now, we have to know, and we do know, that out of all the kind of, like, people, politicians specifically, that would have a rabid fan base that would defend them tooth and nail no matter what, it's Trump. But, dude, the amount of flip-flopping this man has done, the idea that it gives anyone, like, zero pause is insane. What did I say here? Oh, yeah, during the campaign, and we all know this. I'm going to say it again. I don't give a shit. During the campaign, I'll release the files. Which, by the way, there was an extended cut from that Fox News interview where he said that, where he qualified it. But beside the point. And then he was Democrat hoax. And there was like a cabinet meeting where someone asked him and he got triggered and he was like, we're still talking about this, you know? And now he's like, release the files. So, you know, just in the first place, the idea that it just breaks my brain, folks, that there's fucking smooth brains out there, you know who you are, that don't blink. Even after all of like this and that and the flip-flopping, like it's just crazy, man. And then on top of that, obviously, him saying like, oh, Republicans should release the files. Dude, he's in charge of the DOJ. They could just release the files. It's all performative. So I feel like I want to
It's always been performative.
Start playing a game where I just try my best to respectfully talk to Trumpers and honestly figure out what the fuck could actually change their mind. What they could see that would actually make them be like, oh, maybe that's questionable about this man. I don't know. Because if this isn't it, and look, we're well past January 6th. It's always comical to say that because there's so many fucking things that should have.
I know.
You know, but the flip-flopping on this is insane, especially with the firestorm that's associated with it. That's why it feels extra special to me where, like, people are just like, oh, yeah, he's not involved. It's like, what are you? Anyways.
I mean, yeah, his friendship with Epstein is very well documented. And again, I've said this to other people. I've said this 1,000 times. Even if it comes out that he never participated, the fact that he was obviously had a relationship with Epstein is fucking problematic.
Yes.
Just because, let's say, best case scenario, he never participated in whatever the trafficking was. He knew about it. He 100% knew about it. And he didn't give a fuck. Correct. So that enough for me is
he knew enough that didn't get reported.
I don't need any more than that.
Correct. He knew enough that didn't get reported.
Right.
That's the way I would say it. And
it
like
was an open
I saw some fucking clip
secret.
from I don't even know. I think it's the guy. I think it's like a TMZ guy. Maybe the guy that's like the head team. I don't fucking know. But I saw some clip today of him being like, oh, I've had a relationship with Donald Trump for years. And like, he was always a gossip. And he was like, I went into his office once. He's like, I'm not going to name names because I don't know how true it is. But he went into like one of Trump's Manhattan offices and Trump like pointed across the road to the next building over. And it was like, oh, you see that apartment? Like so-and-so, which was some famous person that, again, he wouldn't name, like just like brings, you know, pretty young ladies and young ladies back there and just has sex with them all the time. So the point is, like, he would just gossip because he would know these things. And he was also friends with Epstein for years. It's like, is it circumstantial what we're talking about? Yes, but like, it's all there. It's all there, man. And if you want to live, this is what's always killed me. If you want to live in the era of actual proof and be shocked about why people who actually do support Trump are the people they are, Trump is the most cosmopolitan New York City president ever. Like, this TMZ guy was talking about how he would love to gossip all the time. He would just call and gossip, and he lived in New York City. What are we talking about? And that's your champion? You know? Jesus Christ, man.
That's who's going to take down the elite. The guy that ran in the circles of Jeffrey Epstein. That's the guy who's going to take
the guy who ran
down.
elite
I don't
circles
know.
since the 70s. True. But go ahead. Yeah.
It's funny because there was a time there where I was balls deep on all of the lore of QAnon for like
Sure.
maybe 6 months after the 2020 election that was quote unquote stolen. Just those people fascinated me because they're insane. But the Epstein connection with Trump was brought up a lot. And one of the biggest like comment threads I've ever seen, and again it was QAnon, so these people are insane. But they were basically rationalizing it like Trump was this inside agent. Like he knew what Epstein was up to, but he ran in those circles to keep tabs on the elite so that when he did win the presidency, he would know how to take them down. You know, something to that effect. And
that is a level of cope that is like watching your wife get fucked by another man in the same room. It's like, what is this? You're really going to these levels of like just insane bullshittery in your mind? Like, it's look,
incredible.
Having a cult leader's a hell of a drug. I don't even know what else to say.
It sure is.
I don't even know what else to say.
It absolutely is.
If you're not finding yourself scrutinizing and making sure that at the end of the day in your mind, no human being could ever be perfect, dude, you're making a lot of mistakes. You're making a lot of mistakes, but people are out here, man.
Yeah.
People are
just
out here.
To me alone, the association is damning enough. Like, this should have disqualified Trump back in 2016, but they didn't give a fuck until now, apparently. So, here we are.
And we've talked about this many times, not to like take this in a different direction at all, but 2016 has the same problems that mainstream media was asking themselves after 2024. How could the Democrats do this? Why do they suck? How do they keep losing to the Trumps? Because they don't offer any actual solutions to the average person. So, you lose. You lost in 2016 because of it. 2016 was closer than 2024. Obviously, because famously he still lost the popular vote to Hillary, which I hope triggers him the rest of his life. But, yeah. We're gonna keep getting people who do just as shitty things as be in Epstein's orbit if we're not actually using government to help people. We'll just have the pendulum swing back and forth on turd burglars forever. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm amazed at what he's been able to sell. The wool that he has pulled over people's eyes is incredible to me, but I will never begin to understand that.
Where we can motivate something better, which is at the opposition, which is not selling a vision to defeat an obvious con artist. Right.
A tumor.
Right.
That is what Trump is. Why do you suppose the Epstein stuff is coming to a head now? He was president for 4 years. People knew about this then. Why do you think it's becoming such a chorus now?
We know on the left and even, even the center independents, because they seem to poll really badly with him. We know that they generally dislike him. So, like, I'm on the left and I dislike him. So,
yeah,
I'll cheer that on all day long as it's good evidence and there's, all this stuff there, which there's always been, like you said. But why is there like, I don't know, I on the right, why is there energy?
Why now?
I'm convinced it has everything to do with the idea that it's lining up also with the fact that the economy is kind of going down. At the end of the day, everything goes back to fucking finding opportunity, feeling like things are good, and feeling like you can afford things, basic goods. And he has obviously not done that. So everything else gets magnified. I still don't think that's the whole answer, though. I don't know, man. Do you have any thoughts?
No, that's pretty good. I do think that's pretty good. Maybe they gave him enough leash the first term because it seemed like, which again, let's all just reiterate, Trump was coasting off of Obama's economy for his first term. Just so we're all clear on that.
You don't even have to say Obama's economy. He just didn't fuck with things the way they were, the way they've been for.
It was opening his economy.
You're right. You're right. I'm not trying to poo-poo that. He just kind of just let the economy still be.
Yeah, the momentum was good, and
they
he kind of just
cut
stepped
taxes
aside.
in a jackass way back then, but it seems when you don't pair that with tariffs, the economy could take that blow and be fine. But this time you have tariffs and fucking everything's just coming to a head. So yeah.
I just think that Trump voters gave him enough leash because things were better then. Yeah. Whereas now, I mean, people are really feeling the pinch. So maybe the pinch is enough to where, you know what? Maybe we should think about your Epstein relationship. Maybe we should take a closer look at who Donald Trump is. It's just crazy to me that
Trump becomes
these people couldn't do this in 2015.
No, I know. But if Trump, that is. Sorry, I'm reflecting.
Come on, man. The Epstein shit was real, just as real then.
If Trump becomes enough of a headache, especially on the tariff front, we've all seen the 18 million videos, not just this time, but last term, about the farmers and their plight and soybeans and blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, that's a part of it too, right? Where now you have a second time that certain people who voted for him are getting fucked over again in even more negative ways, and it feels like this time he's even more conservative in the way that he's reluctant to hand out dollars. So the first time they gave some farmers some relief. Now you interview the average farmer, would they rather have markets or would they rather get government subsidies? They would take markets. So that's not all good news last time when they subsidized them, but this time it feels like they're shutting the government down. They don't give a fuck. I don't know how much subsidy there'll even be, how much they even can stomach. So we'll see.
Well, and the thing is, too, I mean, a subsidy
so just
is a
everything could implode. Right, and that's what the farmer would say.
Check.
Right.
Here's a check for destroying your business, and there's no guarantee this check's going to keep coming. So good luck. That's basically what a subsidy is.
Of course. Even the dumbest fucking most right-wing conspiracy theorist farmer who had to run a farm would be like, hey, I need markets. That's not... reality grounds you in that way. It just does. It doesn't matter how much you want to run away from it. It's like, dude, I need markets because this is not sustainable. Right.
Correct, yeah.
Oh, let's watch this. This was about Epstein, right?
Oh, my God.
All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Mr. President.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Can you turn that down, please? Too much. Okay?
Mr. President, what did Jeffrey Epstein mean in his emails when he said you knew about the girls?
I know nothing about that. They would have announced that a long time ago. It's really, what did he mean when he spent all the time with Bill Clinton, with the president of Harvard, who that is, Summers, Larry Summers, whatever his name is, and all of the other people that he's...
Wait, and I'm not even going to let this finish. I got to say something before I do.
That's fine.
How do we have sycophants out here with when you take the flip-flopping in consideration and you add it all up to him now pinpointing just people about things he said that are a hoax? Something is in there that's bad for Trump. That's the only way this ends, with how he acts. I know you agree.
I know.
But how do some people not see that? There is something going on here. And it could just be people have made this point. I feel like you made this point maybe earlier. It could be nothing necessarily criminal about what's in there for Trump, but he could just see it as so damaging politically, so threatening to him politically, that he's so fucking afraid of it that he wants to do everything he can by just doing this. But again, that means something's there. Yeah. No matter how you look at his flip-flopping and now all of a sudden being like, hey, just look at other people, not here. It's like, dude, this is so weird. This is so weird.
It's so 2 points on that. First of all, because he did flip-flop, he said, okay, you know what, let's do it. Let's release all of it. Which I trust nothing coming from your DOJ.
Correct.
I'm just going to be honest about it.
They could change things, black things out. There was that report the FBI was doing that. Go ahead.
Yeah, they were scrubbing his name. But
Right.
the other hilarious thing to me, though, is if they did just release these when he first became president and scrubbed them then, he would have been fine.
Dude,
But
100%.
he's been so fucking dodgy about it for so long now that everyone just assumes he's in there. We just don't know to what extent.
And I'm holding on
So-
to hope. You're right. And I'm holding on to hope. I read something today that like the British government has most, if not all, of the file as well, just because of the involvement with British people and Prince Andrew and blah blah. But also, a lot of these documents that Congress got a hold of, including that like lady note that Trump gave him for his birthday, was from the estate. So I'm hoping, because you're exactly right. You could have swept this under the rug in an easier, more sensible fashion early on and gotten it out of the way. But now, hopefully, there's copies of everything and things can be fleshed out. I'm really hoping. That's a lot to hope for, but I hope in this day and age things can be fleshed out to what's actually the truth if the government releases a thin, skinny version, let's say. I wonder what they would leave out in that skinny version of the Epstein files.
I have to say, too, with the amount of people working for this administration that are just totally self-serving, I don't think anything ever gets deleted forever. I think there's somebody somewhere
That's my
who's
hope.
also a shitbag playing the politics game like Trump, who has a backup of all of the incriminating stuff. You know what I mean?
And it seems like Epstein was very digital, even though Trump isn't, because Trump's smarter than that in that way. He always has been. But it seems like Epstein's very digital, so let's
Sure.
hope, dude. Let's hope.
Yeah,
right, let's finish
we'll
this.
see.
Spent time with Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years.
Bad relationship, many years. And
What
look,
does that even mean?
at this point, I hope everyone just thinks of the video of him like just yucking it up with him at that party. It's just like stop.
Yeah.
He also saw a
Not-
strike because
by the
I was
way, real
president. So he dictated
Yeah.
a couple.
That clip where they're yucking it up at a party. Do you know where that's at? Do you know where that party is?
Mar-a-Lago, Halloween,
Mar-a-Lago.
1990 something. Yep.
What the? Why do you know so much? I just think it's hilarious that it's Mar-a-Lago. But
Because
anyways.
I briefly dabbled in the same QAnon dumpster fires you did, and you're
Well-
right. You actually jogged my memory on that, and I'm glad you brought that up. I gotta clip that out, dude, because that's so on point. QAnon talked about it, and not just them, but conspiracy-like realms, like what was I on? 4chan? Is that right? Or 8chan? I get confused by this point, but there was some shit that I would always monitor. But these were the kind of people that were so conspiracy that they were like to the right of like Trump in 16. So they would dig up this shit. And is
Yeah.
that where you saw it too? Because I would too. Now, I don't think
Well,
as much as you.
originally.
But I would see fringes of it where it's like, that's how I first saw the Epstein and him video. It was like the far, far right back in the day.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, originally this was an Alex Jones thing. He was the one who first really
Sure.
popularized what was going on there, which is hilarious because he's wrong about so many things that
Right.
he was right about that.
Dude, and let's not
Way
all,
back
let's not
when.
just really quickly, as we could do this every single time we talk about Trump, but let's not all lose our minds. There's that video of Alex Jones that's like, I fucking hate Trump. I wish I never. You seen that one? It's like 2019,
Yeah, I
towards the
have,
end of his
yeah.
first. It's like, fucking hate Trump. Wish I never met him. And then don't forget too, like in subsequent lawsuits against Fox News, Tucker Carlson's text messages were found, and he was very like
Oh, man.
negative about Trump. He was just like, fuck Trump. I don't even remember, but it was like some,
Yeah.
So these people are shameless. These people are absolutely
Oh,
shameless.
man.
And they're just out here.
There's
And it's easy to forget all the bullshit that happens over the years. But don't forget that these people are shameless. And you should only expect that out of them. If they've shown it to you once.
those text messages are so telling. Because
true.
all the while, every time Tucker was on Fox News, he was just deep-throating Trump's election denialism.
I was just asking questions.
And then
I was just asking questions.
in separate text messages, he's calling Sidney Powell insane. That's because
Right.
she is fucking insane.
Oh yeah,
But like it shows you how
because she wanted to be on
two-faced
his
these shitbags
show, and maybe he denied her, or he did, and then regretted it. I don't remember what it was, but you're right. You're right. It was all tied up in that bullshit.
Yeah, it's crazy how transactional these fucking people are.
It makes me nostalgic about right-wing cope and like the copium all the Trumpers were on 2020 election. But then I also get sad about 2024.
I was gonna say that copium cuts both ways, buddy.
But then 2025. You know what I'm saying? And don't
That's more
lump me
copium.
in. Don't lump me into the centrist copium. Lump me into the Zoran I don't give a fuck whether he's socialist, communist, or fuck your momist. The man has a couple plans with clear ways to fund them. So hopefully he does good things and he makes the city slightly more affordable. We're rooting for him. And hopefully, like I said that one time,
you got to deliver.
And we shared pig's private parts. No, sausage
I'm sorry?
and bacon come from where? Not the private parts. Anyways, if he does run into obstruction, you got to be out there rallying about what's going on and why things aren't getting done, and you got to still get them done.
That's true. You have to deliver. But we,
not
he's
just,
got a lot of
you
2008
can get obstructed
Obama
in
energy
your,
in him.
No,
which I
fuck
can appreciate.
that. Dude, I'm so tired.
I mean that in a good way. Hello?
I know you do. I'm so tired of... Dude,
okay.
I just... Obama is the most milquetoast, like, political champion I've ever seen. Go watch his fucking speech for the governors of New Jersey. First of all, did he endorse Zoran or even talk? Oh, I think he actually called him. Didn't go do a speech for him. So kiss my ass. Second of all, he did a fucking speech for the centrist governors in New Jersey and Virginia. Dude, and his speeches are so, like... I think we all get a little too nostalgic about Obama. And, like, he was a progressive, but he didn't do enough. Again, we've talked about this. I'm pretty sure he had 60-40 in the Senate. Scumbag. So he could pass whatever agenda. Didn't get Medicare for all. He's not a scumbag. All right, that's not true. But
no,
I just every time and I'm triggered on this because I think I saw a speech. I didn't see his speeches from the governor's races till like a day or two ago when I was just chilling. And I just, maybe I saw a YouTube short and the comments are always like, Miss Obama, Obama's great, Obama's amazing. But then like the words he says aren't actually like, let's use government to help working class people. Let's help working class people. He's just like, Trump bad. It's like, really? But go ahead.
Sorry, I was just reading something. I've completely lost my train of thought there.
Well, the point is, and I will bitch about this many times in the future.
Recenter me.
Obama is labeled some sort of progressive champion.
Oh.
And it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the man did
not
use enough government in the ways he could have to really help the average person. Didn't do it. Should have done more.
No, I agree. I completely agree on all your points about Obama now, by the way. And I do think these days he's just like...
He's like
just
boomer
been
energy
by the
to me when he does a speech.
Democrat
I'm like, whatever,
centrist.
Dude.
He's the beating heart of American democratic centrism.
He's a corporate centrist. That's what he is, dude.
But when I said 08 Obama, I more meant just the energy and the charisma
fair.
rather than
the 08 energy
like
was actually
Obama.
Insane. So
no, it was nuts. It was crazy.
And what a coincidence.
I think Zoran could deliver
Look at that. That energy came from a crash in the economy. Like, as much as... And you tell me what you think of this. You keep me straight here if I'm wrong. As much as people want to talk about social issues of racism and white supremacists and this, it's all about if the economy is turned on or off. And if the economy's turned on, then you can have nuanced debate. You can do these things where you can talk about more. But if the economy's fucked and off, it doesn't matter. Whoever is to blame for the economy getting fucked is going to lose. I don't care if you have the greatest political candidate, like talent in a generation. If they are the part of the party that crashed the economy and are running in the next election, they are fucked. Yeah. They are fucked.
As they should be. Yeah.
As they should be. No, I agree. This isn't something I'm complaining about, but yeah. It's how it works.
Yeah.
It's how it works.
We should, though, finish this clip of Trump, because what he says at the end is just so telling to me.
Memos to himself, give me a break. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go ahead,
nothing
go ahead.
incriminating in the file,
On
sir,
Venezuela,
why
sir?
not why are you acting as if
Quiet, Piggy.
On
Go ahead.
Venezuela, sir, you've had a lot of meetings on Venezuela. I know you can't tell us what your next steps will be, but can you say, have you made up your mind on what?
Did
you hear
I mean, you
He
wrote
said,
it.
Quiet, piggy.
Piggy. You wrote it, so that's the only reason I knew. And I was like, that can't be true. Does he? Oh my goodness, I think he does, dude. Hang on, let's one more time.
What your next steps will be? Venezuela, sir, you've had
acting as if
Quiet, Piggy.
on Venezuela, sir.
It's weird that the, like.
Are
the
we sure it's
quality of
not
the video shits the bed
Peggy
there.
or something? Is this you being like
Is it Peggy?
quiet?
Wait,
Did he
is
say
it
quiet,
Peggy?
quiet, Piggy? I don't know, because that's.
Maybe the person's name is Peggy.
I mean, one of the top comments is, did he say quiet, Piggy? Dude, holy
This comment's incredible.
shit.
I'm gonna drain the swamp. Only now do we find out he nicknamed Clinton's balls the swamp. Like, what are we doing?
Yo, that is
Dude,
a great comment, dude. Bubba,
the
it's been
Trump
confirmed. Bubba's not Bill Clinton. It's been confirmed.
People just ran with that one.
They
I was like,
did.
all right. Come on,
They
folks. This is not
did.
serious.
All right, anyways, real quick, let's wrap it up here. Oh, go ahead. Anything else you
Yeah.
want to say about this?
Well, just to me, that's very. If he did say quiet pig, just his
he's such
energy.
an asshole. He's such a scumbag, dude.
But like it's because he's worried. This actually gets under his skin because I do feel like there's definitely something there. I just don't know what it is,
and at the end of the
but,
day,
yeah.
he, especially as he gets older, he just, anything that's critical, like if you're a reporter and you ask anything critical, or he just doesn't like it, and he's just he's gonna lash out. You layer that with the fact that the Epstein thing does actually bother him deeply, and he lashes out like an asshole. Not surprising.